With the NHL All Star Game now over, a lot of people have been complaining about the poor quality of it, including some of the big name athletes that were left off the list on this week's Four Downs. We're talking the NHL All Star Game, including PK Subban being snubbed. He's the biggest snub of them all. We welcome to the show TSN 690 radio personality Tony Marinaro. I've been looking forward to having you on the show. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having me, Adam.
To your right is David Hurley, RBTL contributor. Great to see you.
Great to be back.
And to my left, Pierre Evans Just. Great to see you.
Good to be here.
All right, we'll talk about some of the names that were left off the list. Henrik Lundqvist, Pavel Datsyuk, Christopher Letang, PK Subban. Is PK Subban the biggest name that was left off this list this year? And especially when you consider how much they needed some sort of bravado and showmanship.
Yeah, the NHL missed a great chance to have a great ambassador there in PK Subban. I mean, the Friday fantasy draft would have been great to have him there. You would have seen his flamboyant side, his off-the-ice side. That would have been a lot of fun for a lot of NHL fans.
You take a look at some of the voting that happened as well. You can understand from a voting perspective, right? You don't want PK Subban in there. If you're in the Montreal market, you love the guy. If you're not in the Montreal market, you don't. Are you surprised that the league passed on him, though? What does that say about the league?
Yeah, I'm surprised the league passed on him because if you take a look at, total marketability, right? And you're looking at age, talent, charisma, personality, good looks, flair, creativity, imagination.
He has the whole package.
The smile.
Yeah.
Take a look at absolutely everything. Think about that for a second, right? The total package that encompasses total marketability of any player in the National Hockey League. Is there anyone more marketable
Than him? No.
Yeah.
I don't think there is.
And yet Sidney Crosby, though, right, is asked to do that. Yet doesn't say a word. It's not necessarily the most flamboyant character, but the All-Star Game,
you have a guy
he wasn't
that
even
wants
there
to do
either.
it.
Right.
You have a guy that wants to do it, and that's the perspective from the NHL that I don't understand. Unlike the NBA that markets its stars, and the NFL that tries to push its stars as much as possible, it seems like hockey looks down.
To miss the boat
they
on
look down at PK Subban like he's an anomaly, and I don't understand that.
You can see it great with the new GoPro commercial where you see the players stick handling and you see
He was a star in that.
Yeah. He is definitely the most flamboyant guy there.
Absolutely.
He is the star of that. And you have Patrick Kane, you have Jonathan Toews, you have Sidney Crosby, you have all these great talents, and yet who's the guy that stands out? It's PK Subban.
And you're going to have some that are going to say, well, they had to take a player from every team, and they took a look at how the player was performing. They didn't take a look at how the player was performing, right?
No, they didn't.
Drew Doughty is an NHL superstar. Don't count me among those who are going to say, well, Drew Doughty wasn't having a very good year, so he shouldn't be there. Because he is a star in the National Hockey League, and he can do things that others cannot. And it is a team sport, and he's not the reason why the Los Angeles Kings are struggling. Having said all of that, he's got 4 goals. He's got 28 points.
Right.
PK Subban's
31
got
points.
11 goals,
a game.
31 points.
So what
he's
is
a
it?
+7 instead of being a -1 or whatever it is.
So let's dive into it. What is the reason, right? It makes no sense statistically. We've seen, as you said, he's got the full package. Why is the league hesitant to give this guy the opportunity, give him that platform, that plateau, to take the league from A to B, the next level? What's stopping them?
You know what? I don't know, and I know what a lot of people are thinking. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think he gets the credit he deserves.
Wait, hold on. Let me just backtrack on that.
When you
I know.
say-
Are you talking the race card?
Of course.
You're talking the race card. So you
course.
believe
It
that?
has to have an influence
No, I didn't
on
say
it.
I believe that,
Yeah.
but you know what? They're not helping their cause by not putting this guy front and center, by not marketing this guy, by not having him at the NHL All Star Game. I mean, what is missing from his game? And you talked about the GoPro commercial. I mean, the guy's got a flair for the dramatic.
Absolutely.
He's got 5 overtime winners. If you take a look at so far in the National Hockey League, more so than any defenseman that ever played for the Montreal Canadiens.
Why is that though? And is it an old school mentality? We obviously the race card we can play it every once in a while. It's accurate, but for me it's just
But
that
you can't ignore it.
You can't ignore it. And for me, the package that he offers, why would you not jump on that? Why would you not push that forward as a guy to market your league that reaches all corners? I don't understand that. It's something that needs to be changed.
On that note, we're keeping the energy. We're coming back after the break. We're switching gears a little bit about the trade deadline. The Montreal Canadiens, they have to make a push. Are they sellers or are they buyers? Stay with us. It's happening right here on Reid Between the Lines. Don't go anywhere.
Reid Between the Lines is brought to you by Tilmar.ca. Innovative designs in the ceramic industry.